Hey everybody. You remember that, but you remember that trailer they showed at San Diego Comic-Con last year? And it was kind of shown during the trailer for Season 2 of Equestria Girls. Well, we finally got an answer for it. You see, I'm guessing around the week that this premieres is when we're going to get this special, this new Equestria Girls special in 10 parts. Or 5 parts. 5 10-minute parts. The special, if you will, does have a debut date. According to Equestria Daily, they reported this, I think, today or yesterday. They reported this. Make sure I get the date right. They actually, they reported this. They reported this yesterday on the 7th, and it was reported by Game Leon, at 12 p.m. Eastern. I think 12 p.m. Eastern. Could be Pacific, I'm not really sure. But anyway, this was reported, and according to what Game Leon reported at Equestria Daily, and this, he even provided a link to the synopsis at some kind of PDF form for Discovery Family's upcoming schedule this month and into the next few months. But this is what it reports. This is what Game Leon reports at Equestria Daily, and I quote, fans of Sunset and the other characters of the Equestria... Okay, let me start over. This is what Game Leon reports, and I quote, fans of Sunset and the other characters of the Equestria Girls universe have something to look forward to at the end of March. Discovery Family have released the March 2019 highlights, which contained the announcement that the Equestria Girls, and this is the name of the special, Spring Breakdown will air on March 30th at 11:30 a.m. Eastern and Pacific. In other words, and for those in the Central Time Zone, that means 10:30 a.m. Central. But yeah, let me repeat that. Fans of... this is what Game Leon reports, and I quote. This is what Game Leon reports, and I quote. Fans of Sunset and the other characters of the Equestria Girls universe have something to look forward to at the end of March. Discovery Family have released their March 2019 highlights, which contained the announcement that the Equestria Girls special called Spring Breakdown will air on March 30th at 11:30 a.m. Eastern and Pacific Time, 10:30 a.m. Central on Discovery Family. Now, here's the synopsis for the special. The synopsis for Equestria Girls Spring Breakdown that's going to air on March 30th at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Pacific and 10:30 a.m. Central goes like this. This is the synopsis, and I quote, it's spring break and the main 7, or Humane 7, are about to board the most glorious yacht ever for a relaxing cruise. But Rainbow Dash is convinced that Equestrian Magic is on the loose and won't let anyone rest until she finds it. This leads to disaster on the high seas, a trip to Ponyville, and the ultimate discovery that Equestrian Magic related to, get this, the Storm King has seeped into the world and is threatening everyone on board the yacht. Let me reread that, and I quote. This is the synopsis. It's spring break and the main 7, or Humane 7, if you will, are about to board the most glorious yacht ever for a relaxing cruise. But Rainbow Dash is convinced that Equestrian Magic is on the loose and won't let anyone rest until she finds it. This leads to disaster on the high seas, a trip to Ponyville, and the ultimate discovery that Equestrian Magic related to the Storm King has seeped into their world. That's the Equestrian Girl. That's the Equestria Girls world. That's the Equestria Girls world. Easy for me to say. And is threatening everyone on board the yacht. So, yeah, plain and simple, Equestria Girls Spring Breakdown is basically a sequel to My Little Pony the movie. It is. And it pretty much confirms what everybody has been saying, which has been hinted at in Friendship is Magic, hinted at several times, I should say, from Season 7's finale to parts of Season 8, that Equestria Girls, the world of Equestria Girls and Friendship is Magic, both series, they're the same continuity. They're the same timeline. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So what we got here is they're going to go through. It's because of the Storm King that all the magic in Equestria is now coming out of various parts of the world, and they just happen to find one on an island that takes them to Ponyville. We're going to probably see the crossover we've been wanting, the Humane 7 as ponies. Well, Sunset's a pony anyway. She's just, but basically Sunset's already a pony. She's just living her life as a human right now. But you get the idea. We are going to literally see, let me see like, okay. We are literally going to see this character back in pony form accompanying this character in pony form. So basically, you got this character, Sunset, returning back to a pony, or going back to being a pony, accompanying or showing around this character, this humane version of Rainbow Dash, as she's now transformed into a pony, and the same could be said for Twilight and the rest of the Humane 7. So, yeah. Basically, it looks like we're going to finally get the meetup of the Humane 7, but in pony form, with the main 7 of Friendship is Magic. In other words, the originals. It's going to be really interesting what happens. I can only imagine how Spike's going to react when if he goes and he ends up seeing himself coming with them, and the dog version of Spike sees what he is on this side of the tracks, if you will. I can only imagine even Spike's reaction to seeing two rarities, and maybe the Humane rarity, if she's a part of this, which she probably will be, wondering why this version of Spike is kind of like Google-eyeing her, and then her opposite saying, yeah, kind of, and then probably taking her aside, whispering her to in the ear, exactly why. I could just imagine what Humane's rarity as a pony's reaction will be when she finds out that the Spike in the Friendship is Magic world has a thing for the Friendship is Magic rarity. can only imagine that. And then I can probably also imagine what Spike would say to his opposite when he says, yeah, you know, or his opposite from the Equestria Girls world coming in and saying, why did you act like that? And he tells him why, and he's like, oh, you know. Anyway, we're probably going to get that meetup. We're probably going to get Celestia and Luna involved as well. We're going to probably see them again. We'll probably see Cadence. So yeah, we're going to get a meetup, it looks like, between the Humane 7 in pony form. Like I said, since it's actually a pony already, she's just, you know, she's just going in the opposite direction. She's just kind of like the opposite. Like when she goes back through the portal or the mirror, she goes back to being a human. In other words, she goes back to living her life as a human, which is kind of like a disguise for her. Well, the Humane 7, or the rest of the Humane 7, end up going back, and they go back to the normal forms. Sunset, basically, and I'm hoping, and I've said this before, I'm hoping they touch upon this, where when Psy-Tri, in that trailer portion, when she says, oh, I don't, you know, she's kind of like mentioning the Sunset that, you know, we're ponies. I hope they take that opportunity for Sunset to remind Psy-Tri and Rainbow Dash, yeah, for you guys this is shocking. For me, this is normal because this is my real body. This is who I really am, kind of deal. I hope they touch upon. I hope they touch upon Sunset commenting or mentioning, yeah, this might be strange for you, but this is actually where I really come from. This is my world. This is the world I came from. So in other words, confirming with them, yeah, I'm a pony living in a human world in a human body, where you guys are just, you know, humans living, kind of transformed into ponies right now. But again, getting back on topic, the synopsis sounds good. It sounds interesting, and again, I'm not going to be surprised if we get Sunset in there. I mean, Celestia, Luna, maybe Cadence. But I'm also going to say that maybe we might get Tempest in there. This might be where we get Tempest. Who knows? And that was my dog. She's just waking up from a nap a little bit. She's got allergies. But anyway, and she's okay. She's fine. But anyway, what I'm getting at is, you know, I won't be surprised if we see Tempest in here, probably voiced by someone sounding identical to Emily Blunt. Maybe, I don't know. But overall, it sounds like I mentioned at the beginning, or at the start, after I read that synopsis in the announcement, it sounds like Equestria Girls Spring Breakdown is serving somewhat like a sequel to My Little Pony the movie, the 2017 one. You might even say, well, how can it serve as a sequel? Well, again, all this Equestrian Magic starting to seep into the human world, if you will, and now it's threatening everyone around, and it's all because of the Storm King. Now you might say, well, what if it takes place in the middle of the film? If it takes place in the middle of the film, it's a midquel, but there's no doubt in my mind this takes place during or after the movie. Now, what's strange about this is they haven't mentioned anything about season 9 yet, but there's also news, according to the Discovery Family planner for the next few months, that there is a My Little Pony Main month coming, and that's going to be that month, which is March, is going to be dedicated to Twilight. We have Rarity this month. We have Twilight next month. So I'm guessing, with that said, it looks like season 9 is going to be in April. Maybe. Not saying it's going to be that way or not, but we'll have to wait and see. Because why would they start putting all these things together, you know, compilations and all that, if we weren't going to probably have an April premiere? Just saying though. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, yes, Equestria Girls Spring Breakdown, which is the title of that new special that was that people got a sneak peek of at San Diego Comic-Con. Debuts March 30th at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Pacific, 10:30 a.m. Central. And from the synopsis basically indicates it will serve as, what I'm assuming is, it's going to serve somewhat, in my opinion, as a sequel to My Little Pony the movie. Now, I know people are going to say, well, how can it serve as a sequel? It's only 44 minutes. Let me give you a bit of history about Hasbro and sequels sometimes. Unless it's a big budget film, and I'm not saying My Little Pony wasn't, but unless it's a really big, extravagant film, like the Transformers the movie live action films, unless it's in that category, a feature-length sequel to be on the big screen or even direct-to-video is plausible, but unlikely. But when it comes to animated movies based on the properties, when they do a sequel, sometimes that sequel comes out of nowhere. Bit of history lesson. Back when I was a kid, 1986, Transformers the movie came out. And for any fan of Transformers, it was one of the best things ever, even to this day. And as kids, we wanted to see a follow-up. We wanted to see a continuation, a sequel. Not just a third season that continues off the movie, but an actual movie. Well, lo and behold, comes Season 3's finale, The Return of Optimus Prime. Okay, cool. Nice finale, brings Optimus Prime back. But then, when it gets released on the home video by FHE, Family Home Entertainment, it says on the back, it gives you the synopsis of what The Return of Optimus Prime, this tape is. Basically the 2 episodes put together. But then at the very bottom, it says, so sit back and enjoy. It says something like this. It says, sit back and enjoy the sequel to the 1986 Transformers the movie. It says, or the sequel to the hit film Transformers the movie, or something like that. It called it a sequel. So basically, the Season 3 finale of G1 Transformers, which was the 2-parter Return of Optimus Prime, according to that VHS released by Family Home Entertainment, courtesy of Hasbro, The Return of Optimus Prime was the sequel to the Transformers movie. So when I look at Spring Breakdown and its synopsis, I can only think of the fact that this is Hasbro's way of saying, here, we're giving you a sequel to My Little Pony the movie, and it's going to involve the Equestria Girls and their part in it, or the aftermath of what happens, and it's going to involve them probably interacting, like I said, with the rest of the main 7, Celestia, Luna, and all of them. So really, that's all I could say on it, guys. I'll provide a link down below, maybe provide the synopsis in the description below. But let me know what you all think about it. Comment if you like, and I will talk to y'all later.